After putting Angie to sleep in the party room, Genji and the others returned.
ありがとう。よく眠ってたか。
はい。よくお休みになっております。
She is holding the battle plushie as well.
ここでの騒ぎは客間へは届かぬか。
はい。扉も閉めておりますし、客間には届かないと思います。
エンジェ、いい夢。
さーて、しんみりしたお別れ会はこれまでであるぞ。さあ、ここからは盛大に行こうぞ。二次会だ
Yes! We're having an after party, right? When Battle clapped her hands loudly above her head, a white flash filled the hall, and its entire appearance changed in an instant. The hall had transformed into a golden party chamber, with gold butterflies flitting about and gold leaf dancing everywhere.
さあ、ここからは賑やかに行こうではないか。
そういうことだな。さあ、もう半魔法の毒素は一切なしだぜ。みんな、入ってきてくれ。
Alright. Goats and witches, they are all invited.
俺たちのお疲れ様パーティーの始まりだぜ。
With a burst of applause and cheering, a tornado of gold butterflies rose up in the center of the room. By the time it passed, the number of faces had grown significantly.
未来の魔女に幸あらんことを。
Nice.
そして過去の私たちにはねぎらいをですね。
でございますな。今宵は我らも楽しませていただきましょう。
今宵に限らずいつも楽しんでおったではないか。
世の中万事は楽しんだもの勝ちでございますよ。
さあ、七姉妹もいらっしゃい。
Yeah. Let them in to enjoy themselves. We also want the cheesters, we want inquisitors, like all the groups.
煉獄の七姉妹、ここに。もうこれでゲームが終わりだって。二次会で泣かないの。もうこの泣き虫。バトラ卿、ベアトリーチェ様、お招きを感謝します。
6歳のエンジェ様の寝顔を独り占めしたい。私はお料理全部独り占めしたい。じゃあ私はいいお宅を全部独り占め。
そこでなぜバトラにしがみつく？
She asks furiously as she kicks Asmodeus in the face.
離れんか泥棒猫。
よく来たな、煉獄の七姉妹。盛大に楽しんでくれ。
やはり彼女らがやってくると急に賑やかになりますな。
賑やか、大いに結構ではないか。それにまだまだ足りぬぞ。この程度で賑やかとはな。
Another gold cyclone rose up. Hey! In its wake, 3 people with bunny ears came into view.
シエスタ姉妹この得体、ここに。
このようなお席にお呼びいただけましたことは光栄に思います。全然遊び足りないうちにもうおしまいに。
それについてはわらわも同感であるぞ。しかし安心せよ。 わらわたちのゲームはまだまだ続くぞ。
猫箱の中で永遠にな。よく来てくれたシエスタ姉妹。
バトラ卿、ご招待を心より感謝するものであります。我ら一同、今後ますますに。
よせやい、そういう堅苦しいのはよ。今夜はブレイコーだぜ、ブレイコー。
Yeah. By the way, we're gonna need you to prepare the stage for the rock concert later. Have like a Halloween rock and roll, am I right?
そういうことにバトルは分かってるにダメです、410。羽目を外しすぎです。怒られます。
はーい、リーチェ、ご無沙汰ね。すごいわ、これだけ揃うのはいつ以来かしら。
夏日の法廷以来ではないか。あの時は到底賑やかとは言い難かったがな。
賑やかと聞いては。
私たちの出番がないとは言わせない。
すげえぜ、一体何人いるんだよ。
この調子で増えたら僕たち人間の方が少なくなってしまいそうだね。
もう出てきて大丈夫だよ、サク太郎。うりゅー。バトラ卿。
Eleanor, haven't seen you since game 6. You were not in the last game like at all. You are gonna make up for it by enjoying this party.
お招き預かり光栄です。
金系、光栄なるものと知りたてまつるものなり。
よく来てくれたな。久しぶりだぜ。元気だったか？
元気です。あなたたちと戦っている時が一番です。反抗師はもうやりたくないです。
Oh. I hope that the minion battle plushie was enough to make the job more tolerable and all. Now you shall throw those papers out the window.
金系、上司ドラノール。決済箱は山積みであると知りたまえ。
金系、我が悠久申請の決済を急ぎたま
え。Yeah, Gertrude knows well.
切に望むものなりよ。
相変わらず大法院暮らしは窮屈であるものよ。
バトラー卿、少しだけ残念なお知らせがあります。
どうした？
Eleanor held out an envelope. It was one of the invitation cards that Beller had sent out for this night's party. The name on the card was Fururo Erika. What? What is this? Did Beller just send an invite to Erika as well? Wait, she said unfortunate news.
私たちも手は尽くしたのです。
The invitation was filled with stamps bearing the unreadable words of various foreign countries. Even without reading them, it was easy to guess that he had been returned to sender, destination unknown.
そうか。苦労をかけたな。
忘却の深淵は住所なき無限の砂漠、あるいは深海の底。
Right. I mean, I hope that Erika played her fair share of Elder Scrolls Oblivion, otherwise she's gonna have a hard time there. But okay, I guess Beller tried to see if Erika can be taken out of there for this party. and, you know, America still is being all no about it. Oh, darn. Maybe this could have been the one time we can see Erika again. I mean, I think that we could try to have Erika here. Like, Game 6 was her last appearance. Like, even you guys told me that, so... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is just to have us remember her, I guess. Or... I guess, like a final coffin in the nail to tell us that Erika is not, like... Game 6 was her last appearance, and the author will try to tell us that. But don't tease me like that, damn it!
一応あの魔女どもにも招待状は送った。気を利かせて連れてきてくれりゃいいんだがな。
ベルンカステル教は猫のような御人よ。自分に興味があれば勝手に寄ってくるが、興味がなければいくら呼ぼうとも姿を現さぬ。
そうね、あの子はまさに猫。餌は食べに来るけど決して頭は撫でさせない。
ラムダデルタ、お前は来てくれたんだな。
私こう見えても全然暇じゃないのよね。
Hello. Well, are you busy chasing Ben Costello around?
でもまあ一応ベアとの後見人だし、あんたの後見人も私じゃなかったっけ。まあそんなわけでギリよギリ。ちょっと近くまで来たから寄っただけ。ああ、そこの号だ。これ手土産にいろいろ持ってきたの。適当に盛り付けて出しちゃってもらえる？
For someone who just dropped by because she was in the neighborhood, she had brought an awful lot of coffee wrapped bottles and food boxes.
ベルンカステルはまだ来ていない。
来ないんじゃない？負けたゲームにのこのこと顔を出す子じゃないわよ。
であろうな。
At the game she lost? Oh. You know, speaking of Ben Costello, since we had all this stuff with baby Angie and the Halloween party, like, going on, I completely forgot about Ben Costello and whatever she has in plan. So, yeah, I guess the time is coming closer for something bad to happen and confront her. I had my fun. I had so much fun that I completely forgot that we may still have like a conflict like much later, but yeah, I guess so.
何しろプライドの高い御人だ。
あいつにゃ散々な目に遭わされたような気もするが、それでもこのゲームに関わったプレイヤーの一人のはず。最後のゲームの最後の夜をのんびり祝ってもいいのにと思ったんだが。
そうね、あの子がいなかったらこのゲームはこの結末を迎えなかったかもね。敵も味方もゲームを成立させるための絶対要素よ。
そうであるな。敵がいなければゲームにさえならぬ。
Well, technically we can have like a slice of life story without an enemy, no problem, but yeah, I get that.
私は敗北さえもゲームの一部として楽しんでるけれどね。あの子はそうじゃない。仕方ないわ、いろいろあったから。だからあの子を責めないであげて。
本当は感謝するつもりだった。いろいろあったが、お前がいなかったら今日を迎えられなかったと。
ありがとう。今度あの子に会えるのがいつかはわからないけれど、運が良ければ数百年後にはまた会えるわ。
I mean, where would we be if Balor didn't achieve enlightenment and the golden truth in episode 5 without Ben Costello?
その時伝えてあげる。そうそう、それはそうと、招待状はないんだけれど、今日はお客を連れてきたわ。
客？誰だ？
New demons?
心当たりには軒並み招待状を送ったつもりだったんだが。
we technically still can fill like all 72 demon slots. We got only a few, which understandably this is a long story, but still there are so many characters to take into account. To have all 72 characters like demons and such, that will be a little bit overkill.
いらっしゃい二人とも紹介するわ
Yes! Yes! So the end of episode 7 wasn't the last time that we're gonna see Leon and Will. Welcome to the Halloween party! The Halloween after party. Well, actually was it? No, after party. Not after party. Yeah, whatever. Welcome to the Halloween party, you two.
ウィラードではありませんか
よう相変わらずちっせえな。
知らぬ客人だ。彼らは何者である？
いてててつねるなシリ。
まず自己紹介が先ではありませんか？多分この世界のバトラ君たちは私たちのことを知りませんので。
服に片翼のわしがある。後ろ宮家の人間なのか？
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Like, the entire game in episode 7 was told between Bernkastel and Federer. It felt like a very isolated story, so I guess this Beller and the rest would not know. Although, I feel like Beatrice should know about Leon.
後ろ宮リオンと申します。私の世界ではあなたとは仲のいいいとこ同士です。
And then Beller is gonna be all, what?
紹介するわ奇跡的確率の世界でのみ生まれる後ろ宮家の次期当主よ。そこではジェシカは一人っ子じゃない。リオンの妹なのよ。
そりゃ驚いた。そんな世界があるのか。
もしやそなたは。はじめまして、ベアトリーチェ。私はあなたのことをよく知っていますよ。私にとってあなたが幸せな笑顔を浮かべることは何にも勝る喜びです。今夜を迎えられたあなたを私は誰よりも祝福します。
そうか、そなたなのか。よくぞ来てくれた。
Yeah. I was thinking Beatrice would sense/recognize what this is about, at the very least when it comes to Leon. I haven't realized who and what Leon was. The two of them stared at each other's faces, as though looking at their own face in the mirror.
俺はウィラード。あんたの知らないゲームで巻き込まれたただの通りすがりだ。
彼は私と同じ大法院の異端審問官です。優秀でしたがもう引退を。
そうか。ドラノールの友人なら悪いやつじゃないな。ようこそ。歓迎するぜ。
Yeah. I myself experienced the game with him and Leon. Like, I can testify that he is a nice guy.
この二人は一体どこから？
A really nice guy to a T, like, my god.
ベルンが連れてきて駒にしたのよ。用済みにされて潰されかけたところを私が預かったの。
Wait.
後味 が悪いのは嫌だって青々に言われてね。
Wow. So you saved them. Thank you, Lambda and Federin.
大丈夫であるか。もし万一ベルンカステル教がここに来るようなことがあったら。
このゲーム版の上では私の駒よ。こんなところでひょっこり再会したらあの子がどんな表情を浮かべるか見てみたくて。
よくわからんが、性悪なことを考えて連れてきたってことは理解したぜ。
私の手土産はこれで終わり。あとはのんびりくつろがせてもらうわ。じゃあとはホストのあんたに譲るわね。
さあバトラ教、
あなたが告げなきゃ始まらない。
今宵の長きにわたるゲームのお疲れ様パーティーの始まりよ。
行くぞー! Oh, sorry, goat.
諸君、静粛に。我らが領主バトラ教のお言葉であるぞ。
よせやい、それ。なんか恥ずかしい。
妻の大事な仕事であろうが奪わせはせん。
Dato soaked an Annabella a glass of champagne. In fact, everyone had a glass in their hands now.
マリアは子供なんだからジュースにしなさい。
マリアもシャンパンがいい。
ほらマリアちゃんも僕とお揃いのジュースにしよう。
バトラー、ぬるくなっちまうぞ。
同感であるな。始めよバトラー。
異議はありませんが、さあこちらへどうぞバトラ教。
With no emotion towards the center of the room. When Miller stepped forward, everyone silently awaited his words.
よく集まってくれたな。みんな、長かった俺とベアとのゲームはこれで全ておしまいだ。これまで駒としてプレイヤーとして、あるいはゲームマスターとして関わってきたみんなを今宵は招待させていただいた。どうか明けぬ夜を存分に楽しんでほしい。
Cheers! Let's go out! Everyone raised their glasses to the heavens as they cheered, and afterward, the soft sound of glasses clinking together rang out across the room. Only I was apart from all the fun noise. Maybe that was what did it. Before I realized, my cheeks were wet with tears. I was lying on a sofa, covered by a blanket. I can just barely remember getting sleepy and falling asleep in a chair. Someone probably carried me here. I cannot actually hear them, but I get the feeling that everyone's still in the home, having a good time. I want to go there too. No, I will go. Over there. It's what I wanted the whole time, but I never tried to take the first step. I'll go to where everyone is. My head still feels hazy, so there aren't any complicated thoughts in my mind. But that's okay. It's okay if my head's empty. I'll be together with everyone. I'll go to where they are. That's all that matters. I got up from the sofa and put on my shoes, which had been placed neatly for me to find. Let's go to where everyone is. The parlor door was shut. I tried to open it, but maybe because of my clumsiness, I couldn't get it open. It was a bit creepy, as though the bad dream I just had was continuing.
開かない。 どうして？鍵はかかってないのに。
This was beginning to irritate me. The knob that locks and unlocks the door is on this side. I should be able to lock or unlock the door by twisting it. I turned it. Click. The door won't open. Did I accidentally lock it just now? I turned it. Click. The door won't open. It didn't open it last time, so it should have opened this time. But it didn't. Now I have no idea which way is locked. I kept on alternating between turning the lock and roughly twisting the doorknob. I started to become genuinely annoyed, wondering why they'd lock me away behind such an inconvenient door. Eventually, I ran out of patience and pounded hard on the door, but the noise didn't bring anyone over. Why am I locked up in a place like this, all alone? Anyone else is having a fun party, right there in the hole. Let me out of here. At that moment, a cold wind blew past me. The wind rippled through my hair. Wind? Inside? I turned around to find the window curtain waving about. There was a high-pitched squeal. At some point, the double window had opened outwards, toward the darkness. The icy wind that came through it told me that this window was the only exit from this room. Huh? I suddenly realized that the darkness beyond the open window was glaring at me, and my tiny heart leapt. A cute jingling sound rang out. I finally understood. And that sound was a cat's bell. The glaring emerald eyes in darkness were those of a cat standing in the open window. Its pitch black, luxuriant fur blending in with the darkness easily, leaving only the eyes visible. Did Oshomiya family own a cat? It has a bell in it, so it cannot be a stray. It's a cat someone owns. At any rate, the cat was standing by the window and staring straight at me.
あなたは誰？
Of course, the cat didn't answer my question. I didn't think it was a cute cat, but I thought he might be trying to tell me something, so I approached it slowly. I swear to God, if something happens to baby Angie, I'm gonna kick someone in the face. Then the cat did an about face. Then the cat did an about face, turning its back to me. I as well just kick the cat like this. I'm not pro violence against animals. Obviously, nobody should. Like nobody. But you know, with Ben Castell, we can make an exception. It then turned its head to look at me, almost as though it was telling me to follow it, and it leapt down into the darkness, leaving the jingle of its bell behind. When I peeked out the window, I saw the cat waiting for me under the pounding rain. I finally realized this window was the only exit out of this locked room party. That cat had surely come to tell me that. The longer I keep standing around here, the longer the cat will have to wait in the rain. That's no good. You'll catch cold. I climbed up onto the windowsill and went out the window. The wind was strong, and the rain was cold, but I didn't get as wet as I thought I would. I might have been in the mansion's shadow. When the cat saw that I was outside, he walked along the wall of the mansion as if guiding me. Quickly disappeared into the blackness, but every now and then he would turn around and set the bell jingling to let me know he was there. Eventually, a window with light seeping out came into view. It was the window to the hall. You know, like, off topic right over here a little bit. This is the same old thing that we've discussed since the beginning of the story. Of how come, like, you know how people get wet when they are in the rain, right? One shouldn't question that when it comes to, you know, real life logic and, you know, story logic and all that. But, you know, one would use the idea of somebody getting wet if they are outside. And thus, if they get inside, people would notice that the person was wet without an umbrella because they went out the window. But no. Like, the story never uses that kind of detail. And I was told since the beginning by folks that don't question that. Like, never, like, it's never addressed, it's never gonna be a part of thing. Like, people are gonna be coming from outside to inside without a window and they wouldn't be wet. Just drop that idea out the window. Don't think too hard on it when it comes to solving the mystery. So yeah. When I peeked inside, I saw everyone having a good time. I couldn't hear the voices, but they were all right there. I pounded on the window, but no one heard. Maybe the window was really thick, or maybe it was just noisy inside. Or it might have been so dark outside that even I blended with the darkness. In any event, no matter how much I hit the window, it didn't look as though anyone noticed. At this point, my loneliness was giving way to anger. Why don't you notice me? Why did you lock me up in that room all alone? I've had enough. I'll just get inside somehow and yell at everyone. And when the cat realized that I had given up knocking on the window, he led me onwards with another jingle. Jingle, jingle, but just where is this cat going? I know it's following the wall of the man. I know it's following the wall of the mansion. But that's not the way to the front door. The front door might be locked. I'm sure the cat knows a place that I can get into the mansion from, and is leading me there. Away from the light seeping from the home, and towards the blackness lit only dimly by the lights in the garden, the cat and I continued to walk. Then, I found it. An open window. The cat stood below it and looked between me and the window, as though telling me to go inside. When I knelt closer to pick the cat up, it slipped away from my hands and flew into the bushes in the nearby flower bed. Then, as though it really had melted away into the darkness inside the bush, all traces of it vanished. No matter how much I strained my ears, I couldn't hear the sound of that bell. There. Suddenly, the wind changed directions, and the rain started to hit me fiercely. I cannot stay in a place like this forever. I climbed up onto the windowsill and entered the room. Then, the window suddenly shut and locked itself. Good. That saves me the trouble of doing it myself. The room was completely dark. However, as my eyes got used to the darkness, I was able to make out a few things. It was a large room. There was a long table and many chairs. Oh! It was the dining hall. Perhaps because I realized this and was relieved, I was suddenly unable to see again. I searched blindly along the wall for the light switch. Then, finally, I felt a familiar shape. Wouldn't it be annoying if I pushed this and the light didn't come on? Click. In fact, it was nearly the opposite. And an annoyingly bright light filled the dining hall and made my eyes hurt. I started to open my tightly shut eyes. And then, I saw the state the room was in. The dining hall was covered with blood, and there were people, many people, lying on the floor. Oh. Baby Angie. Like, couldn't we just have like a... I don't know. We couldn't just have like the sticks just randomly go around the mansion partying, like, for example, inside the dining hall, like scratching the walls by bouncing around all happily, like all drunk, leaving paper cups around, like destroyed balloons and such. None of that. We just had to have like blood, like dead people around, presumably. Unless this is tomato juice, I don't know. Then I realized that two of them were my own parents. Sorry, I am having one of those moments where I see something horrible happen, like outside, while we're all having a lovely time here, and I cannot say anything about it until anyone else finds out what happened. So until then, I'm just gonna pretend that I did not observe anything and just have my fair share of fun here. Yahoo! No, don't eat baby Sakutaro. And not baby Delanor. The hall was alive with a mingling of humans and residents of magical fantasy. At first, everyone stayed with their own groups, to never mingle. However, as time passed, people started to move around, and both houses began to chat happily together.
とにかく言うことを聞かないのよね、基本的に。
リーダーシップが大事だと思うんや。背中で語らにゃ部下はついてこんでいい。
それでついてくる部下なら問題はないのだが、一筋縄ではいかん。
Well, we're gonna have Lucifer and Chester 00 go get into business here with Hideyoshi's help.
とにかくね、部下には舐められたらおしまいなのよ。たまには小さなミスをわざとらしくみんなの前で大声で叱責するのも大事だわ。
そんなのダメ。みんなに怖がられるだけ。リーダーはみんなの模範にならなきゃダメだよ。リーダーたるものはね、うんぬんかんぬん、うんぬんかんぬん。
Sakutaro is the one who was giving advices here. The Vegetalion expounded his views on leadership to the attentive ears of those around him. Everyone was now what the fuck is Vegetalion? Vegetalion? Everyone was now pleasantly drunk and initially animated in conversation.
キリエ！どうしてキリエは嫉妬すればするほど強くなるの？
人聞き悪いことは言わないで。私は欲しいものを逃さない。
You know, the friendly banter, like after that deadly fight that they had, I guess.
それを常に実践してるだけなんだから。
さあさあ、お待たせしました。まだまだお料理は続きますよ。
勝手に当家のパーティーを仕切って。ねえ、しかし悔しいですが、身のこなしすべてに隙がありません。
And Gora being jealous of, I don't know, his cooking and so. Oh my god, the interactions that can get out of this. After 8 freaking games, we finally having like some some weird combos right over here between humans and magical beings.
一体どこのホテルで修行を？
仕方ないわよ。ロノウェ様は完璧魔人だもん。でも私はゴーダの方が好きよ。これ焼き加減最高だってば。
Yes, seven sisters have blended into the party perfectly. You're making things interesting.
しかし
Oh,
ですな、バンダイン20足で否定されつつも名作と呼ばれるミステリーは数多くありますぞ。
別に否定してるわけじゃねえ。ミステリーなんて所詮は娯楽。楽しんだもん勝ちだ。
あのウィザードハンティングライトも随分と丸くなったものと知るものなりや。
文学も娯楽も時代に応じて作法が変わることもあります。推理小説もまた同じということでしょう。
after Will explained his stance on mystery novels, everyone had a comment to make. Yeah, in more present times, like, the guidelines are being a little bit more lax when it comes to those kind of rules that have been applied. Like, in the early days of the detective novels. In the golden age, that is. The conversation showed no signs of running dry.
確かに新人の心構えはそうあるべきだ。だがそれではいつまでも中堅にはなれんね。
しかしながら規則は遵守すべきものであると知りたまえ。
Not for Kraus, no.
そんなものは新しき新人が守ればいい。規則など新人用のテンプレートであることを忘れてはならんぞ。
そういうこった。ルールの外での働き方を覚えてようやく一人前なんだぜ。ルールに縛られてるうちはまだまだ半人前だな。
私、仕事を人に譲るのも耐えられないの。私は強欲のマモン。仕事はみんな私が独り占めにしちゃうわ。
あなたいい根性じゃない。煉獄の七姉妹ってお給金どのくらい？うちの主人の会社に入りなさいよ。推薦してあげるから。
Oh my goodness. The humans and the residents of Fantasy were now completely on casual terms.
なるほど。これが魔女の世界のお作法なのですか。
Imagine the stakes doing like normal human jobs. I mean, technically we did see them do like the maid jobs, but
そうにそうに。カップのお茶をお皿に垂らし、両手の手のひらをテーブルに押し付けて、お皿のお茶を犬みたいにチューチュー吸うのが我々のお作法に。
あんた何変なこと教えてんのよ。そんなお作法あるわけないでしょ。夏日も騙されてんじゃないわよ、スカポンタ。いい年して。こらサタン、夏日さんに向かってなんて失礼な。
Know your place, Satan.
なんで泣き出すんですか。
Again, we're talking about Satan here. Just think a little bit. We're talking about Satan.
サタン、私そんなに厳しく叱りましたか。
Damn it, Virginia. You made Satan cry. Not many people can do that.
シエスタ4103、純粋な母に二度と妙なことを吹き込まないように。大丈夫、後にならない程度に加減してありますから。
410 started yelling about animal abuse, jumping around in circles and holding her butt.
私の王子様、どこかにいないかな。アスモはね、燃えるような恋がしたいの。恋をしたらマリアも素敵なお姫様になれるかな。
Oh god, Asmodeus talking about this sort of stuff with Maria?
なれるとも。
Okay, well at least Beatrice is here.
恋は奇跡だ、パワーだ、ミネラルだ。無敵の力を与えてくれるのだ。
I was saying that if we were to have like the stakes, things would go wild.
愛は色欲なんだよって言ってた人が何か言ってるわ。
きっと毎晩色欲三昧に違いないぞ。
黙れ。ハレンチ女とスケベジジイ。
The circle surrounding battle was always a lively one.
わかるよ。その僕たちは誰かに命令されて初めて生きる価値が生まれる。
私、命令がないと不安なんです。誰か私に何か命じてください。じゃないと死んじゃいます。
そんな根性じゃダメだぜ。自分の生きる価値は自分で生み出す。自分で切り開く。
そうよ。絶対の意志を持たないとダメよ。私が人間やってた頃はそりゃあがむしゃらに生きてたわよ。
A bit shakily, Lambda Delta started talking about her theory of life. Apparently, she'd also had her fair share of Trump pain.
なんとも摩訶不思議な光景です。そうですね。ドラノール様、おかわりはいかがですか？ジュースならもらいます。子供ですので。
お、シャノンちゃんでいいや。ちょっといいかい？
Better came back into the hall. What's up, yo? He was searching for a servant, and the first one his eyes met was Sean.
はい、バトラ様。お呼びでしょうか？
悪いんだけどさ、客間の鍵を貸してくれるかい？
客間でございますか？マスターキーでも開きますが、何か？
いや、エンジェは眠ってるかなと思って客間に行ってきたんだが、鍵がかかってたんだ。
鍵ですか？私たちはエンジェ様をソファーにお運びした後、扉は閉めておりますが、鍵は閉めておりません。
Sounds really sus.
ああ、まさかエンジェのやつ、自分だけ仲間外れにされたと思って内側から鍵を閉めていじけてやがんのか。やれやれ。
お開けしましょうか？
そうだな、すまん。頼めるか？
Better and Shannon left the hall together. In the hall, Lambda Delta started suggesting that they all have another quiz tournament together. Yes! Another tournament! Apparently, the Witch of Certainty would be handing out prizes. Everyone seemed enthusiastic about the idea. Smiling contentedly at the ensuing uproar, the other headed towards the parlor. I mean, we're gonna have like another round of puzzles, each of them having like a puzzle. Again, we have questioned this before, if the number of magical beings are now being higher than the humans. I'm forgetting if that's the case. I should count them again.
開けてよろしいですか？
寝ていたら悪いからとノックはしなかったんだが、鍵をかけたってことは起きたって証拠だしな。一度ノックするか。
Better knocked on the door and called Angie's name. However, there was no response from the other side. Yeah, it easily reaches like 19. Anyway, he pressed his ear against the door, listening carefully. But there was no hint of Angie unhappily throwing a cushion at it.